Hi, Lori Appleby here, Radical Living Master Coach. And today I wanted to talk about the patterns that we have. So we all have patterns in our life, wounds that seem to replay over and over again. And oftentimes we will find that this is patterns that also were family members' patterns. So for instance, it could be a pattern of being abandoned or betrayed or a pattern of abuse. And we pass these patterns down generation to generation because of the programming in our subconscious and the beliefs that we have. We pass these beliefs on to our children. We don't even maybe fully even realize that's what we're doing. So we're doing that in our everyday to day life, but it's also actually in our body, in our DNA, these patterns. So we come here as a soul to experience these patterns, to heal these patterns so that we can evolve and get to our next stage of our evolution of our soul. But being able to break the patterns, that's where we get stuck, because these patterns are so deeply bedded in our subconscious or our unconscious. So if it's in our subconscious, we kind of know it's there, but we're not maybe fully aware. But if it's in our unconscious, if we had some, a lot of trauma or abuse at a young age, that child is not able to be able to carry that. So it gets put into the unconscious. This is a coping mechanism that our psyche has, and it's there to protect us and keep us safe, because to be able to, we aren't able to process that. So we disassociate from it and it gets put in the unconscious. So when you have emotional pain or trauma that is stuck in your unconscious, you may not even realize, you won't actually realize it's there because it's unconscious. But you will have things like illnesses, diseases, maybe chronic weight gain, some kind of disorder. So many different things can come up through our body because we have this unconscious emotional trauma that has not been fully processed. So as we grow older, it is important for us to take responsibility for our life and explore these things. Obviously, when you feel ready, when you feel safe to do so with the right person, whether it's a therapist or someone like myself who can offer you a spiritual alternative, then things start to shift and change. Because what's happening is, when you're ready, when you keep repeating the same pattern over and over again. So maybe you keep picking the wrong type of person in your life and they keep treating you poorly. They keep telling you how unworthy you are. You have no boundaries, things like that. And you see this pattern with different people in your life. It might not even be your partner. It might be family, it might be coworkers, but you see the feelings that you're having and the way, what's coming up is similar. So that's when we start to see the patterns. And what that means is our soul is guiding us to keep experiencing these same things with different people, different situations over and over again, until we can choose to look at it differently, until we choose to see it from a different point of view, have a different perspective. And we can start to see that we are not unworthy. These things are not who we are. If we were abused, or we experienced some really big trauma in our life, or even if it's minor trauma. I always discredited myself. I thought, well, I don't have as hard a childhood as my husband or my friend did. So I didn't validate myself. It doesn't matter if it was a heavy duty, really bad trauma, or something that, could have been something as much as your parents divorcing and you having abandonment issues with men. That could be a past trauma of your father leaving the home and you repeating that pattern because you never healed that. It could be something like that. And that happens all the time. So the point is, when we have these patterns and they keep happening again and again, and we're really feeling stuck, this is a sign that it is time to look at forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean you have to like this other person, that you have to be friends or be around this other person. It means that you are finally going to take responsibility for your life and take your power back and choose how you want to be. You're not going to give your power away by holding someone else responsible for your situation, for your unhappiness. You've given it all away if you've done that. And we've all done it, right? This is where we live. The earth is very much a victim consciousness. But when we get to this point where we know that, we're stuck and that we're looking for a solution, this is how you can break free from the feeling that you have no choice, you have no option, that you're a victim, because we always do. So I hope that was helpful for you. Please let me know if I can answer any questions.